Welcome to the deep dive. Today we're taking a stack of research and really trying to give you the ultimate shortcut to strategic networking. We're zeroing in on that one person, you know, the type, the friend who seems to know everyone, but like in totally different circles. The master key.
Exactly. And our mission today is really to unpack the science, how those people actually operate. It's about moving beyond just collecting connections one by one. We've boiled down the material into something we're calling the Charlotte connection ripple effect. It's a strategy really for exponential network growth by focusing on quality, not just sheer numbers.
And we're leaning pretty heavily on some really interesting research here, specifically insights from UNC Charlotte's Community Psychology Research Lab. This isn't just like abstract theory. It digs into the habits of people who are genuinely influential, especially in a diverse place like Charlotte.
Yeah, and what that UNC Charlotte work shows is, well, fundamental. It's the difference between someone who's just popular and someone who's truly influential. The influential folks. They seem to grasp their network structure really early on, and then they use that understanding strategically. They don't just know a lot of people, they know the right people in the right places.
That's fascinating because it kind of pushes back against the default, doesn't it? We all tend to think, oh, more connections, bigger LinkedIn number, that's the goal. So if sheer volume isn't it, what is the real difference between just a high volume contact list and a truly strategic connection?
It really boils down to diversity over density. The analysis makes a clear distinction between two main types of network positions. First, you've got your clusters. These are the people who, yeah, they know tons of folks, but mostly within one group, like everyone at their company or everyone in their close friend group. They add density, sure.
But the real gold, the strategic advantage, lies somewhere else, outside those dense clusters.
Absolutely. That's where the bridge comes in. Bridges are the individuals who deliberately or sometimes naturally connect different communities, different silos. Think of the analogy they use in the source material, Charlotte's light rail. It's this single line connecting, say, South End artists with uptown professionals and maybe university researchers. Totally different worlds. Your bridge friend is like that light rail line. They link these otherwise separate spheres. And finding those bridges, that's the network goldmine. It's your fastest track to new social capital.
Okay, that framing clicks. It makes the strategy feel much more achievable. So the critical next step for anyone listening has to be, well, how do I spot that bridge? If I look at my own friends, how do I tell if someone's a genuine bridge friend or just, a really popular cluster friend?
Right. So we've pulled out 5 specific characteristics from the research. These describe people who tend to move between different communities and industries pretty actively. These are the kinds of traits you should be looking for, kind of auditing your own network for right now.
Okay, first one up. The person who doesn't seem to stay in one lane. They call this the industry hopper. So this might be someone who works in, say, tech during the day, but maybe they volunteer in the board of the local arts council at night. They know startup folks and gallery owners. They actively seek out diverse professional spaces.
Exactly. Second, there's the neighborhood champion. This person might live in Plaza Midwood, for example, but they're always organizing meetups or events that pull people in from Noda, Dilworth, South End. They're kind of fluent in the city's geography and social scenes across different neighborhoods.
Got it. Third is the activity collector. This is the person whose calendar looks like a buffet of hobbies. They're rock climbing with one group on Saturday, maybe playing trivia with regulars at a bar on Tuesday, and, I don't know, taking salsa lessons downtown on Friday. Their interests naturally bring together varied groups.
Number 4 is the local lifelong resident or the Charlotte native. Someone who grew up here likely has really deep roots. These roots often span multiple communities, different generations even. They can offer historical context and access to networks that have been around for a long time.
And finally, number 5, the serial volunteer. These are the people you always see at Habitat Builds or helping plan festivals like Festival in the Park, maybe working in a community garden. Shared service, that kind of volunteering, it creates really strong, genuine bonds across totally different demographics.
And the immediate power, the multiplied power of focusing on these bridges is really clear in Sarah's story from the source material. Sarah, she just moved to Charlotte, knew basically one person, her old college roommate, Emma. Now, instead of trying to cold email 50 people, Sarah focused on Emma.
And Emma sounds like she was that classic bridge, right? Spanning multiple distinct communities.
Absolutely a textbook. Emma worked at a marketing agency that's a professional network. She lived in Noda, that's a neighborhood community. She played in a volleyball league and athletic network. And she volunteered at an animal shelter, a service community. 4 distinct worlds. And Sarah's move was brilliant in its simplicity. She didn't ask Emma, hey, introduce me to everyone you know.
No, that would be overwhelming.
Totally. Instead, she asked for one connector from each of Emma's main communities.
Okay, so like one key person from marketing, one from the Noted Neighbors, one from the volleyball team, and one from the animal shelter. Just 4 strategic introductions to, let's see, Jessica, Carlos, Andrea, and Marcus. And presumably these 4 were probably bridges in their own right.
That's exactly where the multiplication kicks in. By focusing her energy on those 4 targeted connections, instead of, say, 40 random ones, Sarah effectively tapped into the networks of 5 different communities, Emma's, plus the 4 new ones. And the payoff was huge. The material says she built meaningful connections with over 50 people in just 6 months. That ripple effect started just by investing smartly in that one initial bridge.
Wow. Okay, so Sarah's success wasn't just luck, it was clearly a method. Which brings us to the practical side for everyone listening. How do we take that insight and make it a repeatable process? The research actually lays out this connection multiplication strategy in 4 clear steps.
Right. Step 1 is basically taking inventory. Audit your current bridges. Look through your existing friends, your contacts, but use that lens of the 5 characteristics we just talked about. Who in your life right now is already connecting different groups? Be honest about it.
Okay, identify them. Then step 2, and this seems really crucial, maybe where people jump the gun, is deepen before you broaden. You need to actually strengthen that relationship with your bridge friend before you start asking for introductions. That means offering value first.
Yes, absolutely critical. Offer value. Share an opportunity that might benefit someone they know. Make an introduction between people in their different circles, if you can. Support their events or projects.
Right.
Basically, be useful to them and their network first. Build that trust and goodwill.
Makes sense. That investment then sets you up for step 3, strategic introduction requests. And this is where the source material really emphasizes specificity. Most people fail here because they're way too vague. You can't just ask, hey, can you introduce me to some cool people in Charlotte?
Yeah.
That puts all the work back on your friend.
Exactly. It's lazy networking. Instead, you need to be surgical. Pinpoint what you need, and ideally, highlight how it might benefit everyone involved. So here's the kind of effective approach, the contrast they provide. Instead of the vague ask, try something like this.
Okay, like, hey, I'm really interested in getting involved with Charlotte's sustainability scene. You mentioned your friend Marcus organizes those park cleanups. Could you possibly introduce us? I'd love to volunteer, and actually, I have some marketing skills that might be useful for promoting their future events. See, specific, low effort for the bridge, and offers value back to Marcus.
Perfect. That's the template. Specific ask, clear value proposition. And that leads naturally to the final step, step 4, which is maybe the most powerful accelerator. Become a bridge yourself. Honestly, the fastest way to grow your own network long-term is to earn a reputation as someone who connects others effectively. Start linking people. Connect the job seeker to the hiring manager you know. Introduce the freelance designer to that small business owner who needs help. When you become valuable to the network grows around you.
Become the connector. I like that. And speaking of accelerating things, Charlotte itself seems to have some built-in advantages, right? If you're actively looking for these bridge-type people, the research points to specific natural connection hubs where diverse groups tend to mingle organically.
Yeah, the city has these natural intersections.
Yeah.
You don't always have to create the mix yourself. For neighborhood networks, think about things like the Noted Gallery Crawl, that's first and third Fridays, right? Or community events in Plaza Midwood. Even just hanging out in coffee shops along the South End light rail corridor, you get a natural mix of people there. These are good geographic bridges.
Okay, and professionally.
Professionally, look at groups like Charlotte Business Builders. They pull entrepreneurs from lots of different sectors. Network Charlotte is known for more casual, organic networking events. And don't overlook Charlotte area chamber events. They often have programs that specifically try to create cross-generational connections, like mentorship pairings, which are fantastic bridges.
And you mentioned volunteering earlier. That seems like a fast track to genuine connection.
It really is.
Yeah.
Community service is almost unparalleled for building quick, authentic bonds. Think Habitat for Humanity builds. Volunteering at big city festivals, Taste of Charlotte, Festival in the Park, or joining a community garden. These activities pull people from all walks of life, all corners of the city, united by a common purpose. You bypass a lot of the usual small talk.
Okay, so you're finding these hubs, meeting people. Now, you mentioned becoming a connector yourself. Making strategic introductions for others seems like a core skill here.
It's huge. And it's more than just firing off an email saying, you two should connect. There's an art to it, a way to structure it so the connection actually happens and is productive.
Right, this is the strategic introduction formula the research outlines, a kind of four-step sequence to make your intros stick. Step one is context. Start by reminding them how you know each of them, or where the connection point is. Like, hey, I met you both through this specific Charlotte event or person.
Step 2, common ground. Immediately state the why. You both share an interest in X, or you're both working on Y, or you both need Z. Give them that immediate hook.
Then step three, maybe the most important part, mutual benefit. You have to spell out what each person potentially gains. This isn't just altruism, it's making it worthwhile for both sides to engage. The source uses a great, simple example. Sarah is looking for hiking buddies and has a car. Mike knows all the best trails out in the U areas. Clear win-win.
Exactly. It removes the guesswork. And finally, step 4, make it easy. Easy, next step. Suggest a concrete, low-friction action. Don't just say, you should chat sometime. Say, maybe you two could grab coffee next week at Not Just Coffee and No Doubt. It's kind of halfway between both your neighborhoods. You remove the planning hurdle, makes follow-through much more likely.
Okay, that formula seems incredibly practical. So we've covered finding bridges, nurturing those relationships, making strategic asks, finding hubs, and making effective introductions. But building is just the start, right? The research really stresses that ongoing maintenance is where the lasting value comes from. What does that look like?
Yeah, you can't just build it and forget it. We can call it a connection maintenance system. It involves a few key habits. Things like maybe monthly check-ins with your key bridge contacts, sharing relevant events or articles, but only with the segments of your network who'd actually find them interesting. Don't spam everyone. Keep track, mentally or even written down, of who you've introduced to whom. It helps avoid awkwardness and lets you follow up. But the core principle is always value-first communication.
Meaning?
Meaning most of your interactions should be about giving value-sharing job leads, interesting articles, making helpful intros, not just reaching out when you need something. And definitely leverage the local digital tools, too. Things like Meetup, those active Facebook neighborhood groups, LinkedIn, of course, even Nextdoor for very local stuff. They're essential supplements here in Charlotte.
Okay, maintaining the network. And what if you want to, turbocharge the process, really accelerate the growth and the cross-pollination?
So the sources suggest hosting your own low-key connection events. We're not talking huge, stressful parties. Think small, curated gatherings designed for mixing.
And there's a specific example, right? Marcus's monthly mixer success.
Yeah, Marcus realized his own network was too siloed, mostly just work people. So he started a simple third Thursday trivia night. The key was, each month, he intentionally invited just one person from 4 completely different areas of his life. Someone from work, someone from his apartment building, someone from his volleyball team, and someone from his volunteer group.
So it's small, maybe 4 to 6 people total, but intentionally diverse every time.
Exactly. That small scale and deliberate mixing meant people actually talked, and the conversations naturally crossed those community lines. His coworker found a new hiking buddy. His neighbor got some career advice from the volunteer coordinator. Marcus didn't just host trivia. He became this essential little hub, facilitating connections just by bringing these few different people together consistently.
That's clever. It really illustrates how you start seeing that compound effect of connection building over time.
It really does. And the sources kind of map out a potential timeline. Year 1 is often about laying the foundation, identifying maybe 5 key bridges, nurturing those relationships, making those first strategic introductions.
Then by year 2, you might reach what they call network activation. You start noticing that your bridge friends are making introductions for you without you even asking. People might start seeking you out specifically because they know you connect different kinds of people. You feel actively part of maybe 4 or 5 different Charlotte communities now.
And then, potentially by year 3, you could reach community leadership. You're recognized as a go-to connector. Opportunities, information, they tend to flow to you first. Your network is almost self-sustaining, actively bringing new people to you. And the long-term payoff, it goes way beyond just career stuff. It's about richer social life, genuine community impact, better support systems, and frankly, just enjoying the city more because you have deeper access and understanding.
This has been, wow, a really detailed deep dive into a specific, powerful strategy. Okay, so for everyone listening, let's boil it down. Your immediate next steps, your this week checklist.
All right. First, identify your bridge friends. Seriously, take 10 minutes after this, look through your contacts, think about those 5 characteristics. Who connects different worlds for you right now? Jot them down.
Second, offer value first. Pick one of those identified bridge friends. This week, find a small way to help them or their network. Share a relevant article, suggest a useful connection for them, forward an opportunity, give first.
And third, make one specific introduction request. Just one. Use that formula we talked about. Be specific. Explain the mutual benefit clearly. Make it easy for them to say yes.
It feels like the core message is stop trying to build your network like a meticulously planted garden, one seed at a time. Instead, focus on finding and nurturing the wildflowers, those bridge connections that naturally cross-pollinate your entire social landscape.
Well put. And maybe the final thought, the most powerful payoff in all this, isn't just having a bigger network yourself. It's becoming one of those valuable, sought-after connectors. Lean into the idea that Charlotte really is a city full of potential connectors, just waiting to be linked. Go out there and start building your own ripple effect today.